Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Hunt for Love Season 1 Episode 9, The Girl in a Love Square. So we're just gonna get on to it. This episode was some BS. It was just a bunch of high school kids fighting over some high school, middle school dumb drama. It was just high school drama all around. So we pick up where we left off last week from girls' night and boys' night. Yeah, girls' night turning intense because Elise is confronting Jen. Elise and Tiffany are confronting Jen about her being sneaky with Rob and Cole and everything, and they thinking Jen is lying, and there's a rumor going around saying that Elise and Rob hooked up in the morning, that morning and stuff, and Elise is just trying to get to the bottom of it and everything, and they think Jen is lying. Jen is saying Cole told her that rumor and everything, and it's just, the stories are just not adding up, but we'll dive more into that in a minute. So then now we go back to boys' night, and we pick up where we left off last week with the Carlo and Jay fight. And remember, Carlo got jealous because Jay had asked Tiffany on a date and everything. After Jay went up to Carlo and said that I'm taking Tiffany on now, and you dapped him up and said it's all cool and everything, and then now you mad and everything. So Jay actually did throw a punch at him, by the way, too. Kind of hit everything. So everybody's like separating and trying to break him off and everything. It was just stupid. It was just so stupid because, I mean, this is what drinking does, especially on shows like this. It just brings out like some just BS drama that we don't need and stuff. So on the way back to the resort from the night out, Tim texts Tiffany and says, "Hey, don't tell nobody, but Carla and Jay got into a fight over you." Well, obviously Tiffany told everybody. Everybody's just shocked about that. So now the girls are now getting along and trying to figure out, like, trying to say, oh, well, the boys are, if they're fighting, if they're fighting over me like that, that's not a turn on, Part of me likes it, but part of me don't, and everything. It's just not attractive. Why you gotta be physical and all that and everything. So it's just a bunch of, I don't know. So they get that news and they head back to the resort. We see Chantel in her room. Now Chantel is still questioning her sexuality because she had kissed her friend Ashley before she came to the resort. Now we seen her on the phone naked talking to her friend Ashley. I don't know why she was naked eating, and they showed her on the phone talking to her friend Ashley, and Ashley saying she's missing her and everything and all that. And yeah, Chantel really just doesn't know what she wants and everything. So yeah, that was that. So then the next day, the whole cast, the entire cast, like including all of the singles that we are seeing a little bit more. Prior to that though, I want to point this out because, again, I'm only putting this out because we hardly get to see the other singles. But heading back to girls' night, when Tiffany and Elise were confronting Jen and stuff, and they had stormed out and everything, Jen had told Nikki and May, who were also there on girls' night, about, we're supposed to be here to dating everybody. Like, why is everybody coming after me and stuff and everything? And Nikki and May actually said it best to Jennifer. They said that, yeah, you're right. You are allowed to date everybody. But how you're doing it with, like, Cole and Rob and everything, what you're doing is, the only reason why they feel like it's shady because it's that you're leading them on. And you're making Cole go crazy like this and everything, which is, like, really toxic behavior, basically. And then, Jennifer is just like, and then the other girls come back and confront him about it. And then Jennifer is just like, maybe I like this, and everything. And just starts doing that pretty girly stuff and everything. I'm just like, Jen, just stop it, please. Like, Jen likes the attention of these two guys, and that's why she's doing what she's doing, because she thinks she's hot stuff and everything, and she's got multiple guys over her, and she keeps saying that Elise is jealous of her because her and Rob didn't work out on the first and second day and stuff and everything. No. No. But anyway, the next day, the entire cast, the singles and the 90-dayers, they go to this like cenote. Basically, it's just like a pool in the jungle type thing. They had cabanas and they just wanted to chill and relax and everything. We've seen Rob talk to May, actually, and he wanted to get the scoop on what happened on Girls' Night, basically. And May told, and this was funny, May told him that, prior to the drama, basically, the girls played their fantasies or whatever, their sexual fantasies or whatever. So Rob asked May what was hers. May actually said that her fantasy is to be with 7 men. And we were just like, 7 men? That's gangbang, basically. And then, she kind of mentioned it on the on Between the Sheets, like what type of man that she wants, like all 7 men. She wants a guy that will take care of her, one guy who's manly man who build things, a guy that provides for her, who cooks, and just all that. She had like a 7 list. And she said that, if it's all in one guy, she said she wants that out of husbands, basically. But she said if that was all in one man, then she would stick to one man. But she wants 7 husbands, basically. Okay, then her and Usman should hook up. Her and Usman definitely should hook up then if that's the case. But I digress. But anyway, so Rob was talking to May, and then now we're going to start some drama back up again. Elise and Tim and Chantel and Tiffany and Jen and Cole are all going to start bickering at each other. So we see Jen and Cole talking, just trying to have some chill time, and they're frustrated because the drama's all on them and everything. So Elise goes up to the both of them and just say, let's talk about this. And they brought up the rumor. So Elise is just trying to get to the bottom of the rumor. And she just feels like Jen is lying. So Jen confronts Cole and say, hey, I heard you started the rumor that I was sleeping with Rob and everything. Now Cole's starting to deny it and everything, and say, I didn't start it. I heard from somewhere else, and I told Jen and everything. So Jen's like, you're lying. You told me that and everything. So then now everybody just starts screaming at each other. And Elise is like, okay, well, whoever it is, let's go confront the person and everything. So then they bring in Tiffany in the conversation. And Jen was like, I think Tiffany's starting rumors everywhere. And I was believing that Tiffany was starting the rumors because, she kind of low-key admitted to it, but she has been, everyone seems to love Tiffany, but Tiffany has really been in the center of, a lot of the drama that's going on the show. She does talk a lot and everything, and she does seem like the gossip queen, basically. So I do think Tiffany is part of it. Now, she's denying it. She's like, me? Your man is coming into my room early in the morning crying over you and all that. I didn't do it and everything. So she's screaming at Jen and everything. And then you got Chantel screaming, where is the rumor coming from? Where is the rumor coming from? And everything. It was just a bunch of high school BS, basically. And so Cole, so basically now, during the episode, I'm thinking Cole was the guilty party on that one because he said, "Oh, I don't know, I forget," and everything. So now the girls are coming after Cole because now he's being shady. And so Cole just walks away basically and just like get over it. But now after that, I'm thinking it was Cole who started the rumor, which I'm not surprised because he's jealous of Rob and everything, and he keeps bashing Rob and everything, saying Rob is a troublemaker. Meanwhile, you got Rob hearing his name, he runs to a hiding spot and everything. The producers follow him, and the producer asks him, "Do you know what they're arguing about?" He's like, "Yeah, I do. Some dumb rumor and everything. I just don't want to be part of it." And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. He just ran because he's tired of it too. He's tired of being at the center of the drama, basically. So, like, yeah, everybody's just screaming at each other. Cole walks away, and we really got nowhere. We got nowhere with it. So, we got nowhere with it. Meanwhile, Courtney comes back. She comes to the cenote, and she gave an update on Colt. Colt has to have surgery, but they have to wait a couple of days because remember Colt had broke his leg and Courtney went with him to the hospital. He broke his leg and has to have surgery. They said they have to wait a few days before they could do the surgery because they don't have a doctor right then and there that actually knows how to do it and stuff and everything. And like, she got really emotional. Like, we see when she came back to the cenote, she gave Usman a hug and everything. And, Usman is just still, like, upset that he didn't get to go on the date with her and everything. But it's whatever. She comes back and tells the group about Colt's update, and then she just starts crying. She just breaks down and starts crying because, like, she still feels like it's her fault. It's not her fault and everything. And then she got really emotional because I guess Colt told her that, if anything happens, if I die under the anesthesia, like, tell my mom I love her and stuff. Now, that was sad. Now, obviously, Colt's fine. He alive, and he's fine and everything. But, when he told Courtney that, like, she just really started bawling, and it was really sad. And then on Between the Sheets, Courtney had mentioned that he gave her power of attorney. So, like, if something does go wrong, like, she has to make the call, basically, and everything. And Rob told her, like, okay, think about it. Okay, we're sorry that this happened, but really, he gave you power of attorney? Like, really? Yeah, who wants to give Courtney power of attorney and everything? Like, should we resuscitate or not? I thought that, it was sad, but I thought that was also fun, sad and funny at the same time that Colt gave Courtney power of attorney over that. Wow, my. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else I missed. We covered Jane Carlo fight. We covered the girls screaming. We covered Chantel and everything. Covered the singles at the cenote. And everything, covered that, covered Courtney, we covered everything. Yeah, like I said, this was just like a BS episode, high school kids drama and everything. Like, we're here, like, my opinion with the Cole and Rob and Jen thing is just that, yeah, I do think Jen is, I don't know why she's making Cole go crazy and everything. And, you're allowed to have, like, two guys. Because, look at this. Tiffany's in a love square. She had like three guys after her and everything, from Carlo to Jay to Rocky and everything. And Rocky, after Jay asked Tiffany out, Rocky was just like went out, and even during the fight, Rocky just went out and just like started flirting with another girl and everything. So everybody's just like, okay, let's stop focusing on Jen, Cole, and Rob, and let's look at Tiffany. Tiffany's in got more of it. She's in a square instead of a triangle and stuff and everything. People are actually fist fighting over her and stuff. So we need to quit worrying about Jen, Cole, and Rob and stuff, and basically, and I agree and everything. I think Tiffany needs to, but in this defense, like Carlo just needs to like stand down. This is all his fault, really. You know, it at first was all Tiffany and Carlo. Then when Tiffany said that she has kids, Carlo was not all in. Now Tiffany was asked out by another dude, and now Carlo is jealous. And oh yeah, there was one other thing I wanted to point out on this cenote trip. I knew I forgot something. Let's talk about freaking Tim. So they're on the bus ride to go to the cenote, and Tim is still really crushing on Elise, basically. And Elise is clearly out of his league. Clearly, she dates professional athlete type guy people and everything. What does she want with Tim? I think he calls her one of the bros, really, and stuff and everything. They're on the bus and everything. Tim asks Elise about like is your number in double digits or triple digits, meaning how many people she's been intimate with. And she said double, like between, so he's like between 10 and 99. And she got confused from him. She's like, yeah, and everything. And we're just like, okay, wow, okay, why, okay. And then he pulled a big ad on him. Tim freaking asked Elise, have you ever had a STD? Like, bro, really? You're really gonna ask a girl that she ever had, like, Elise did not get mad about it in the moment, because you got Rob over here eavesdropping in the conversation, pretending to not to hear. But like, Tim clearly has no game, clearly. And why would you ask a girl, like, and Usman said the best on Between the Sheets, like, that's really disrespectful to ask a girl. I mean, and she ain't gonna admit in public on national TV that she has an STD. Like, that is really offensive. I'm surprised Elise did not get mad about it. But on Between the Sheets, Elise had said that, yes, Tim has been a little bit more into me and stuff and everything. We do hang out. Like, we go to each other's room and put, like, mask on and whatever. And we watch TV, and freaking Tim makes her watch TV of himself, basically his time on 90 Day, maybe on Pillow Talk and stuff and whatever. And when we talked over it, he'll pause it and rewind it so he can see all the parts. Like, dude, she don't want to see your behind on this retreat on TV. You're on TV anyway. You're filming for TV. She sees you anyway. Like if y'all, like, no. So then when they get to the cenote, one of the dating experts actually had to talk with Tim, and they said that he has all kinds of excuses, basically, and everything. He's too old, he's like washed up and everything. Yeah, he is. He's just the Debbie. He's really the Debbie Downer of the trip and everything. Now, judging by the previews of the rest of the season, it looks like him and May are gonna form a connection, but he just needs to quit, like, really, and really get off Elise, because Elise don't want him. She really don't want him. They're good friends and all that, but that's all it's going to be. Now, also, hitting back to Tiffany, Tim had mentioned plenty of times that him and Tiffany were best friends. Tim actually sleeps with Tiffany in Tiffany's bed, like, every night and everything. And everybody knows that, but nobody's ever said anything, which is surprising. But I think nobody says anything because they know Tim ain't gonna do nothing and everything. The producers asked, has there been any moments that almost led to, like, anything intimate? And he said that, I'm smart enough to, like, back off when it comes to that and everything. But yeah, Tim has no game. I really don't know why he's there and everything. He's just, like, in the middle, like, just likes to confront all the drama of people, and he's just, I don't know. He is still, I'm sorry, he's just still bland to me. He's just very bland. So, oh well. But yeah, I'm kind of over the drama with Cole, Rob, and Jen. I'm over it. Let them do what they want to do. You know, I don't think none of them going to be together after this anyway. So just let it be for giggles for TV, and then it'll be all done. But yeah, now before I sign off, I just have to say, Jay actually DM'd me. Well, I did. Well, Jay commented on my recap last week, and then I DM'd him, and we had a little conversation and everything. Yo, this is just proof that the Nathan Tim 2 page is growing. So I still need 5 more subscribers to hit that century mark, you guys. You know, like more people are starting to watch. More, you know, the people who are on these shows are starting to watch and everything. So we need more. We need to keep growing, guys. So we're growing, but we just got to keep it up. But again, I thank you to all my new subscribers. I hope you enjoy these videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be back later this week to recap the second episode of 90 Day UK and everything. So be on the lookout for that. So until then, y'all stay safe and have a good one. Bye, y'all.